Long ago, in a village where the sun painted the land gold every morning and the moon kissed the roof silver at night, there lived two girls and their stepmother. One girl was called Tandi. Tandi had eyes like the first light of dawn and a heart that was even brighter. She was gentle, respectful, and so hardworking that her hands were never idle. Everyone who met her felt a sense of peace, as if they were sitting by a calm river. The other girl was named Zara. Zara was beautiful too, but her beauty was only skin deep, a polished surface with nothing underneath. Her heart was a different story. She was proud, impatient, and deeply lazy. She loved comfort and hated even the smallest amount of effort. Their stepmother, Mama Kulu, saw the world through a strange lens. She adored Zara, treating her like she was descended from royal blood, a princess in their humble home. But Tandi was treated like a servant. She was the shadow that made Zara's light seem brighter in Mama Kulu's eyes. Every single day, long before the rooster even thought about crowing, Tandi was already awake. The first sound in the compound was the soft swish of her broom as she swept the packed earth clean. She would then walk the long path to the stream, her clay pot balanced perfectly on her head to fetch water for the day. After that, she would light the fire, cook breakfast, and then begin the arduous task of washing the family's clothes by the riverbank. And even when she had finished all of this, with sweat beading on her brow, Mama Kulu would find something to criticize. Tandi, why are you so slow? The sun is already climbing high in the sky, she would shout. Tandi would simply bow her head, her voice a soft whisper. Yes, Mama, I'm sorry. Zara, meanwhile, would sleep until the sun was warm and high. When she finally decided to wake, she would stretch languidly and call out, Tandi, bring my water for washing, and make sure it's warm this time. Tandi never complained. She never argued. Her grandmother had once told her a secret to a peaceful life. My child, the river that flows quietly goes the farthest. So Tandi flowed quietly, enduring the harsh currents of her daily life with a patient heart. One sweltering afternoon, during the peak of the dry season, Mama Kulu pointed a stern finger towards the dark line of the distant forest. Tandi, go and bring firewood. The pile is almost gone. And don't you dare return until your bundle is full and high. Tandi nodded, tied her wrapper firmly around her waist, lifted her empty basket, and set off alone. The forest was deep and ancient. The air was thick with the scent of earth and leaves. Birds sang intricate melodies from hidden branches. Monkeys chattered and leapt through the canopy. The leaves whispered secrets as the wind passed through them. After gathering a large bundle of dry wood, Tandi felt weary. She sat down to rest under the shade of a magnificent baobab tree. It was then that she heard a weak, frail voice, barely louder than the rustling leaves. My child, please help me. Tandi's head snapped up. She looked around, and there, nestled against the massive trunk of the baobab, sat an old woman. She was incredibly thin, covered in dust, and her lips were cracked and dry. I am so thirsty, the woman rasped. Without a moment's hesitation, Tandi dropped her heavy load of firewood. She scrambled to her feet and ran back to the stream she had passed, scooping cool, fresh water into the small calabash she always carried. She hurried back to the old woman, knelt respectfully on the ground, and offered the water with both hands, a sign of deep respect. Please, Mama, drink. The old woman took the calabash and drank deeply, letting out a long, satisfied sigh. Her eyes, which had been dull, now sparkled with life. You have a sweet heart, my child, she said, her voice stronger now. She reached out a wrinkled hand and gently touched Tandi's forehead with her finger. In that instant, a great whoosh of wind swirled around them. The leaves on all the trees danced wildly, and then something magical happened. From that day forward, a blessing settled upon Tandi. Whenever she spoke, whenever words left her lips, tiny, perfect drops of golden honey fell to the ground. It was incredible. Soon, a small, humming cloud of bees followed her wherever she went, not to sting, but to be near her sweetness. Children would gather around her, giggling, and shout, "Speak again, Tandi, say something." And with every word she spoke, more honey would fall, which they would scoop up with delighted cries. Her words didn't just taste sweet, they felt sweet. The kindness in her voice now had a physical form. The village, which already liked her, began to love her more than ever. Of course, this extraordinary change did not go unnoticed. Mama Kulu noticed, and Zara most certainly noticed. And with that notice, jealousy entered their hearts like a raging fire. One day, Zara stormed into the house, her face contorted with anger. "Mama, why is everyone always praising Tandi? It's Tandi this, Tandi that. What is so special about her?" Mama Kulu frowned, her own envy simmering. "It's because she met some old woman in the forest," she grumbled. The woman gave her a blessing. Zara's eyes lit up with a greedy fire. She stood up straight and declared, "Then I will go too. I will get a blessing that's even better than hers." The very next morning, Zara put on her finest clothes and marched into the forest, following the same path Tandi had taken. Sure enough, she found the same old woman sitting under the same baobab tree. The woman looked at her and said in that same weak voice, "Please, my child, I am so thirsty." But Zara was not Tandi. She rolled her eyes in annoyance. "Find your own water," she snapped. "Do I look like your maid?" The old woman looked at her for a long moment, a deep sadness in her eyes. She sighed, a sound like dry leaves skittering across the ground. Then she reached out and touched Zara's forehead. The wind blew again, cold and sharp this time, but the magic that followed, it was dark. From that day on, a curse fell upon Zara. Whenever she opened her mouth to speak, a horrifying stream of frogs, worms, and slimy lizards tumbled out. People screamed in terror when she tried to talk to them. Children who once admired her beauty now ran away crying. No one wanted to sit near her. No one wanted to listen to her. Zara cried bitter, lonely tears. Mama Kulu cried with her. They were filled with shame and regret. Their home became a place of misery. One night, broken and humbled, Mama Kulu crept to where Tandi was sitting and knelt before her. Tears streamed down her face. "My child, forgive us. Forgive my foolishness, my cruelty." At that moment, Zara came and bowed her head low to the ground, too ashamed to even speak for fear of what might emerge from her mouth. Seeing their sorrow, Tandi felt a pang of pain for them, but also a deep sense of peace. She gently helped them both to their feet. "I forgive you," she said softly, and as she spoke the words, sweet honey fell, and the bees around her buzzed happily, as if in celebration. The village learned a powerful lesson that day, a lesson they would pass down for generations. Kindness brings sweetness into the world, while pride and selfishness only bring trouble. From that day forward, everything changed. Mama Kulu's heart softened. Zara, humbled by her ordeal, began to change as well. The curse on her eventually faded as she learned to be kind and thoughtful. Tandi was no longer treated as a servant. She finally became a cherished daughter, and she lived a long and happy life with honey on her lips and unshakable peace in her heart. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales from around the world. See you next time.